U.S. Army and combat veteran, Christmas Keel, who serves full-time providing resources and assisting veterans in need. Somehow, he still finds the time to hold a black belt in free martial arts discipline, ride a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and eat sushi. Thank you very much. And now it gives me a great privilege to introduce the man who served as Grand Marshal of the parade and basically creates a parade of goodwill wherever he is. I would like to introduce Gunnery Sergeant retired James K. Durant. James was born in Dallas and enlisted in the Marines in August 1983, saying, by the end of high school, I decided to do something where no one would doubt that I was the man, so I joined America's answer to the French Foreign Legion, the Marines. Jason served as a gunnery sergeant with Weapons Company 1st Battalion, 2nd Marines when he entered Iraq in March of 2003 on the initial invasion. As U.S. forces advanced into Iraq, he led a convoy into Nasiriyah to rescue survivors in an ambush company of Marines. For his actions that day, he was awarded the Silver Star. Gunnery Sergeant Durant also earned the Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medal, Marine Corps Achievement Medal, 3rd Award with the V, Combat Action Ribbon 2nd Award, Presidential Unit Citation, and various other awards, including the Kuwaiti Liberation Medal and the Kuwaiti Liberation Medal Kuwait. He served in expeditions in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Joint Task Force 6, Operation Guardian Retrieval, and of course, Operation Iraqi Freedom. He's the author of I Am My Brother's Keeper, which you can find on Amazon.com. And as one of the descriptions there says, this is the real thing, and highly recommended by other combat veterans. He retired from the Marine Corps in 2003 and then became the first program director for the Texas Veterans Leadership Program, the Jobs, Education, and Training Network for returning Iraq and Afghanistan war veterans. He now farms in Mountain City, Texas, and treasures his daughters Addie and Jennifer. He is an excellent representative of the kind of service-oriented veteran our Texas continues to produce.
All right.
Thank you all very much. Will all the veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan please stand or raise your hand to identify yourselves? Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a hand.
I want to also mention, as I get ready to introduce the next speaker, that we have Cassie Holman here, who is with Congressman Michael McCall's office. He was not able to be here, but Cassie's here in his place. So thank you, Cassie. I'd like to introduce the next speaker, who is actually, I consider, a good friend of mine, Land Commissioner Jerry Patterson. He's a retired Marine and Vietnam veteran. He's the father of a Marine who has returned from his 4th tour and represents the 5th consecutive generation of Pattersons to have served in wartime. Please welcome Land Commissioner Jerry Patterson.
Thank you, Donna. Appreciate the introduction. I'm always reminded when I'm introduced as a Marine that you can always tell a Marine, but you can't tell him much. And I'd like to start with a biblical phrase that says, blessed are the brief, for they shall be re-elected. But the good news is that the audience is in the shade and the speakers are in the sun, making for speeches of much shorter duration. Welcome home, and thank you. Those of you who have served in our most recent engagement in the sandbox overseas, you're the ones I'm talking to. I'm particularly pleased to participate in this welcome home because 40 plus years ago, I recall that welcome homes and parades were few and far between. It was to come home, take off your uniform, do what you had to do, get a job, go to school. There was not the same level of support for those who have worn the uniform, in that conflict in which I was engaged in Southeast Asia that there is today. And that's particularly gratifying. It makes my heart proud. And I'm reminded, shortly after that conflict ended, I read somewhere, and I can't recall the author, but there was a question posed in this column that said, is military service honorable, or is it a casualty of a politically correct cultural climate that regards war hero as contradiction in terms and Memorial Day as an excuse to sleep in? And I'm afraid when that column in the mid-70s or whenever I read that, I'm afraid that if I had to answer the question then, the answer would have been yeah. It is a contradiction in terms in the view of most of the public. And Memorial Day is an excuse to sleep in. But things are dramatically different today. It makes this old Marine's heart proud to know that everyone, virtually everyone, whether you are a opponent of the war or not, whether you happen to be a member of the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, or as Congressman Doggett said a few minutes ago, no party at all, that the thing that's different today, that regardless of your opinion of the conflict and where it may be and what the reasons or justifications are for that conflict, there's a universal thank you from every Texan and every American for the service that you have performed. That's good to know. Today, that's really remarkable. You, the generation in the war on terror, whether it's OIF, whether it's in Iraq, whether it's in Kuwait, whether it was in Afghanistan, you have restored the honor of American military service. And as a matter of fact, at least to some extent, you have vindicated those of us who didn't have a prayer. God bless you. Thank you. I still believe, though, we have one lingering flaw, and that is the term hero and how we apply it. And when I think of hero in the misapplication, I think of actors, actresses, shock jocks on Sirius radio. I think of some, not all, sports heroes. I think of some folks that we measure by, in the popular culture by how much bling they wear, as opposed to what they've done to serve. And in my view, those aren't heroes. You folks are the heroes. Those names that Guillermo Villarreal read a few moments ago, each name tugged at my heart. They are the heroes. I'm also reminded of 1965. I joined the Marine Corps in 1965. I went off to Quantico, Virginia in 1966. I have to admit that I, having grown up in the South and in East Texas, I had a great prejudice. I was prejudiced against Yankees. I just didn't like them. They didn't talk the same language. I had this innate prejudice, but in 1966, I got on an airplane. I flew to Washington, D.C. somewhere. I was met at the airport by a guy smoking a bear hat. I got on the bus. I rode about 3 hours in the wee hours of the morning with a bunch of guys from Long Island, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and we arrived at this remote, desolate-looking forested place, and I was told, along with the other folks I just mentioned, to get off the bus, to fall in on the grandeur alphabetically according to height. And I knew at that time that we were all stupid. It didn't make any difference where you came from. And the point I make is that military service, and this is not a good term, democratizing, but military service is a great democratizer. Because when you go to your boot camp, whether it's in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, or Harris Island, South Carolina, or Lackland Air Force Base, you realize that it does not make any difference whether you are black, white, or any other doesn't make any difference how much money your dad has or what kind of car you drove back home. You were all green or blue, whatever the color may appropriately apply. Military service is a great democrat because your performance is what gets you ahead as opposed to where you came from. What a great idea. Let me close just by one thing. I always read this whenever I have an opportunity to speak at a veterans event. And it's about an event that occurred in 1945 at a place called Iwo Jima, when that iconic raising of the flag on Mount Suribachi with that picture that is probably the most famous picture of any conflict that we then engaged in by Joe Rosenthal, the raising of the flag with those, not just Marines, but sailors, corpsmen as well. The book, Flags of Our Fathers, the subsequent movie was based upon that book, about the making of the flag, the raising of the flag. And on the 21st of March, 1945, after the battle had not really waned and the island was not secure, but nonetheless, some of the conflict had backed up and there had been more of a maintenance operation as opposed to an assault across the sandy beach. And they had a dedication of a cemetery for the 5th Marine Division. And a gentleman who was a chaplain named Roland Gibson, United States Navy Reserve, he was a Jewish chaplain, offered up a blessing, if you will, for those men who died, who were laid to rest on that island in the Pacific. And I'll read in part, and I'll close with this. Commander Roland Gibson, United States Navy, 21 March 1945, in Virginia, he said, "Here lie men who loved America because their ancestors generations ago helped in her founding, and other men who loved her with equal passion because they themselves or their own fathers escaped from oppression to her blessed shores. Here lie officers and men, blacks and white, rich men and poor together. Here are Protestant, Catholics, and Jews together. Here no man prefers another because of his faith or despises him because of his color. Here there are no quotas of how many from each group are admitted or allowed. Among these men there is no discrimination, no prejudice, no hatred. Theirs is the highest and purest democracy." God bless you.
Coming to the end here, and I do want to thank all of you for being here today, for recognizing our returning Iraq War veterans. Please join us inside the Capitol, into some cooler air here, for the Job and Resource Fair, which will be going on all afternoon. And now I'd like to invite Chaplain Stodola back up to close our ceremony with the benediction.
Let us pray. We give you thanks, Almighty God, for all of the many benefits your generous hand has granted us, notwithstanding our unworthiness. It is you who created us, it is you that sustain us, and it is you with outstretched hand that receives us into your heavenly kingdom at the end of our earthly sojourn. We pray today for all of the many American troops who paid the ultimate sacrifice by shedding their blood for our nation. We ask, Heavenly Father, that through their sacrifice, you bless our nation, you bless all of the veterans here present today, and all who serve our nation, that everything we do might be for your honor and glory. Amen.
Come on inside.